back. Hi. I'm gonna just start the video over. I've like recorded it like 3 times. But I think that I just wanna have like an open and honest conversation like I usually do, not make it too like structured. Today I'm gonna be talking about my thoughts about judgment and how I feel like I've released myself from a lot of the judgment that I have. Again, I'm not perfect. I still have a lot of judgment for myself, and I catch myself having judgments for others. It's something that I've been working towards consciously for like the past year and a half. I also feel like growing up in this body, growing up Black, queer, whatever you want to call it, growing up a minority, I think judgment was pushed onto me, perceptions were pushed onto me, and stereotypes. So I kind of had to navigate myself through this world through judgment so that I can be more comfortable in positions and situations and in different environments, because a lot of the times I was the only Black person or the only queer person or maybe even the only female. So I've always had to kind of navigate that. I kind of describe it as my understanding of people's perceptions of me and like molding that to be more comfortable in situations. And so unlearning that, I understood that I not only had a lot of judgment for myself and other people, but I just had a lot of judgment for things that I align with. Like I judge queerness and gayness, and I have a lot of homophobic thoughts, i.e. grew up in Florida. Don't hate on me. I'm learning. I'm figuring it out. But yeah, I grew up in a very judgmental space, like probably anyone. And so I had to learn. I'm unlearning a lot of that. And a huge thing that helped me unlearn a lot of that was my act of radical honesty and just being honest about what I don't like and what I do like. Like I had to admit to myself, I do not like my hair. I don't like the way it makes my face look. I don't like how society sees it. I don't like my coils. I don't like my hair texture. And just kind of giving power and taking control of those narratives that you kind of don't want to talk about, but they're there. And that honesty really helped me release from a lot of my judgments, just because I'm giving names to them and I'm like, I don't like it. Then I can discover why I don't like it or what made me feel that way. And again, it's not gonna happen in a day. You may even have like stuff that you are not honest about, and it may take like, it's taken me like months and months and months to uncover a lot of things that I've been like hiding from myself. And so honestly, the only person that you can be really fully 100% honest with is yourself. And a lot of people aren't honest with themselves. And you gotta be honest with that. Like, I'm not honest with myself. And I realized how unhonest with myself I was when there are little things, I have anxiety, my brain goes, and like when I have issues, I'll be thinking about those issues over and over and over and over again. But I'm like, I don't want to think about this anymore. I'm causing myself pain because this thought is like reoccurring in my brain over and over and over. And the moment that I realized that I can just like surrender to those thoughts and just be honest about them and be like, okay, this is how I'm feeling. This is my deepest and darkest secret, deepest and darkest fear. And what now? Like, okay, I don't like my hair. Okay, what the fuck is that gonna do? Like, bitch, I still got hair and I still gotta go outside and wear it. So it's like, what you gonna do? So yeah, radical honesty has helped me so much when it comes to like releasing judgment about myself and others. I notice that when I'm more judgmental of other people, which I feel like when I judge other people, it's not really like verbal. Like I'll judge them on my head and I'll be like, girl, like that was gross. Like that was kind of gross. And I'm like, I just got to be honest about those thoughts and those feelings, because I mean, that's just life. Like you're gonna have things that you like you don't like about yourself. And like the only way to, I mean, if you want them to go away, is to be honest about it. So yeah, that's a huge thing, radical honesty. Another thing that really helps me a lot is gratitude. So I find myself being very judgmental when I'm on social media. And I realized that it kind of stemmed from me wanting what that other person had, or wanting something that I don't have right now. And the moment that you just kind of take in the fact that everything I need is with me, even if I can't believe it fully. Because again, I live in a dorm. I'm getting a roommate today, and I'm really, really sad. Like, I'm really anxious and sad and nervous and all this other stuff, which is another reason why I keep on thinking about judgment. Because I'm like, dude, like, I'm just really nervous I'm gonna have a racist roommate again, or like someone who just like is not willing to just be cordial because of the way I look. And I realized that like I was putting that energy out into the universe. And so if I'm putting that energy out into the universe, then what is that gonna mean for the person who potentially lives for me, or whatever the case may be? So I'm just like judgeless. Like, I can't judge the situation. I can't judge a person based on the way they look. I can't judge anyone. And a big way for me to like understand that is being like, okay, I'm grateful. Like, I'm grateful for even having these thoughts. I'm grateful for feeling this feeling. I'm grateful for having a place to live. I'm grateful for having food to eat. I'm grateful. Like, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for being here. And like, I'm here, so I might as well have gratitude for it. Like, I don't always like being here, but like, honestly, life can just be beautiful. And I'm working towards life being beautiful. And I hate judging people. I hate how it feels to judge people, and I hate how it feels to judge myself. And I just want everything to be pretty. So, and pretty doesn't have to be like what society defines pretty. Pretty can be me. Pretty can be my hair. Pretty can be me waking up in the morning and taking time to just debrief and live and breathe and understand. Pretty can be deep breaths. So yeah, I have gratitude, overwhelming amount of gratitude. And the more gratitude I have, the less judgment I have or put on things that I do have. Cause like, why am I judging my room? Like, girl, it's cute. But anyways, having an open mind. A lot of people don't have this. I don't even know how you would like start to obtain having an open mind, but like, I honestly consider myself a very open person, and I can admit that I like don't always have an open mind. So just like being open to receiving anything, like good, bad, negative connotation, whatever it is, girl, I'm open to receiving it. I don't have to place a feeling or emotion or whatever on it. It just is. It just is, and it just will. And I'm grateful for that. And that allows me to have like less judgment. Also, there's so many different forms of judgment. You can have judgment for other people. You can have judgment for yourself. You can have judgment for like outcomes. So like, let's say I want like a date to happen and it doesn't happen that way, and I have judgment on that, and then I'm over here mad as fuck because it didn't happen that way. Girl, if you didn't have that judgment, then you would be in that situation. So there is so many different types of judgment, and just like naming it, like figure out what the fuck you're judging. Are you judging are you judging how you were raised, like what gave you those thoughts? Like, that's like understanding what type of judgment it is to like denounce the judgment. But just in general, like I feel like these little things, like having an open mind, radical honesty, gratitude, is like a starting stone into like releasing judgment in like all different types, all different forms. But another thing that I put on the list was touching yourself. I approve sensuality. I love sensuality. I kind of probably definitely gonna get a master's in sex education. And especially when it comes to like sex and like all that other stuff and just like my view on my body, especially like being in a generation where body culture and pornography and TikTok, thirst traps, whatever you want to call it, is like very prevalent. Touching yourself releases judgment. It releases judgment. Like, just like, girl, I'm here. I'm here. I'm beautiful. There's nothing wrong with my body. There's nothing wrong with who I am. Releasing judgment for yourself and your sex life, whatever the case may be, touch yourself. It's definitely gonna help. Just do it. Like, just do it. Just do it. You don't even have to be like flicking the bean or nothing. Like, just like love yourself. Like, community, like, you deserve a hug too. Every day you get up, you give yourself a hug. Every day you get up, you're walking for yourself. Like, give yourself that gratitude. And specifically if you're struggling with judgment for yourself, or like you're constantly judging yourself, or you're constantly just being mean, that inner critic is so loud. Yes, I know the feeling. I was there yesterday. That inner critic is so loud, girl. You just gotta touch yourself, man. Like, touch yourself, dance, move, be crazy. Like, release judgment by just like move. You just gotta, sometimes you just gotta twerk. Sometimes you just gotta twerk and move and touch yourself and be sensual and just give yourself that time. Because honestly, like, judgment stems from like a negative relationship with yourself, and you may not have caused that relationship, but I really do feel like it's your duty to fix it, because who doesn't want the best for themselves? And so in the act of fixing it, comfortability with yourself releases a lot of judgment. And if you're not comfortable with yourself, you're probably gonna judge yourself. So you gotta learn how to get comfortable with yourself. It can start with little stuff, little whatever. You are a human, you deserve love, and you, like, love can be given to yourself. That brings me into the next one, how to release yourself from judgment. Having grace and embodying love. So like, that is such a hard thing, like, and it's so general, but like, one thing I will say is like, definitely give yourself grace. It's something that I really struggle with, and I have to remind myself every day that I deserve grace, because I deserve the best. I deserve what I give to someone else, basically. And so grace is a really hard thing to obtain and understand, especially because a lot of us don't get taught that we deserve grace, or grace is even a thing. You got to give yourself grace, because at the end of the day, it's like, a lot of times your judgment are stemming from societal things or whatever you've been taught growing up. And that's, when you think about it, it's not your fault. So, but these problems are still created. So you have to give yourself grace. Not every day is going to be perfect. You're never going to not judge people. You're probably going to always have a judgment. Oh, I can have a judgment on a tree. I can have a judgment on my room. I can have a judgment on this rock. Judgments are never going to go away. You just kind of have to figure out how to like not let it hurt you. I feel like judgment can have a very negative thing, and that's where grace comes in, because nothing's gonna be perfect. You're not gonna be perfect. You're never gonna not judge yourself. And when you give yourself grace, it's more like, okay, like, all right, girl, I'm judging you, but like, I see you. I understand why you are the way you are, and I understand how you came to be, and I really do care about that part of you, and I want to give you that space to heal and grieve that, because that's life. That's life, man. That's really life. So yeah, grace and love is a huge thing. The last thing I have, which is like a little homework thing, but I definitely say take the time to see the world from another person's perspective, whether that could be your mom, like family members or like someone who's famous in the public eye, someone of a different ethnicity, someone of a different race of you, someone who doesn't deal with the same struggles that you deal with, or maybe like a little bit, but like someone who's like a totally different person from you. Try and put yourself in their perspective. That is something that takes a very long time. And you're not gonna just be able to put yourself in someone's perspective like day one, but I would say like really visualize that and like put yourself in someone else's perspective. I feel like that releases a lot of judgment, whether that be like in friendships. Ooh, hold on. I hope it didn't cut out. My girlfriend just called me, so I'm gonna go. But I love you guys. I really hope everyone has a good day and there's something in this that resonated with you. Judgment is a part of life. It could be a beautiful thing, and just try to understand where your judgment comes from. And specifically when you like are having relationships with other people, understand that everyone is going through their own thing, and life is hard individually. You may never know what someone else is going through, and judgment is like something that can be useful and investigated and beautiful. So yeah, that's what I have to give to the world today. Not the sun coming out, period. But I hope everyone has a amazing, beautiful day. I hope I have a good day too. Bye.